Check. Check, check. Check, check.
Welcome into another great battle here today of ACHA National Tournament action between the University of Georgia Ice Dogs and the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers, the number 2 versus the number 3 in Pool C. This is a very good matchup here today between two teams that battle in some tough conferences. The ACHA of Nebraska, not exactly a tougher conference, but the SECHC regular season champions in the University of Georgia playing a very tough scheduled tournament here as they take on Nebraska. This will be a very exciting game between two teams who came into this season on a hot note, as Nebraska really was a sleeper coming out of the regional tournament, showed themselves as a very good competitor, and will definitely compete here today. My pick to move on to the next level from our ACHA D3 National Tournament preview show. But you look at this University of Georgia team, Carter Penzian, a great player, 36 and 53 goals and assists, 89 points on the entirety of the season. Some stud goaltending matchups as well for this University of Georgia team. Emily Barber, a freshman, she's 11 and 2 on the season with a .420 goals against average and an .818 save percentage. Georgia in their second straight year in the national tournament. Nebraska making their way to the national tournament for the first time, and it's exciting to see this Cornhusker team in all of their action and power from the Pacific region going through a very tough regional pool and making their way to this part of the national tournament after such a tough regional. Sean Bednard alongside me, Tyler Marcotte. Nebraska had to take the long way to get here, and they open against a tough competition in the SECHC regular season champions in the Georgia Bulldogs. But this Nebraska team, nothing to underestimate with what they've been able to do through the latter half of their season.
Oh, certainly not. And this Nebraska team is led by two offensive juggernauts. You got number 52, Jordan Hink. He leads the team in points and assists. He's 8th in points in the ACHA at the Division III level and 5th in assists. And then on the other end, you got number 77, Evan Johnson. He leads the team in goals, 15th in points in the ACHA Division III, and he's tied for first in the entire country in game-winning goals. I mean, these guys they're goal-scoring machines, and they are able to put the puck in the net better than anybody else. But on the other end, for Georgia, you've got a guy who was voted as, in a couple of polls around the country as one of the players of the year for the ACHA Division III level, Carter Penzian, the junior assistant captain. He leads the team in goals, assists, and points, 5th in the league in scoring, and he's a beast. So two very good offensive juggernauts, and like you said, Nebraska had to fight and claw their way through regionals to get here, beating Northern Arizona 11-1 on day 1, and then on day 2 taking down Wisconsin-Milwaukee 6-3. So they're a team that has shown that they can play in a playoff environment. But I think one thing I'm interested in seeing this year is Georgia, how they respond from last year's appearance here at the Nationals. 1-2 as a 2 seed, second straight year here as a 2 seed, and I think we were all disappointed in Georgia's showing last year. I know Lou Gamlin, host of the ACHA Power Play, talked to Rick Emmett, head coach of the Georgia Ice Dogs, and he said we weren't very pleased with our performance, and how could you be coming in as a 2 seed and coming back with 2 losses? So I think how this team responds back here again as a 2 seed, again as one of the highly sought teams in this tournament, how they can respond is something I'm very interested to watch. And I think that this team coming back is more experienced. You got the Santa Maria brothers, Christopher and Caleb. They're back and they're better than ever. So I'm very interested to see how these two offensive juggernauts will go head to head here today in their first game of pool play in Pool C of the ACHA National Tournament.
And there hasn't been any close games yet today. The first game to kick off this tournament, the Central Michigan versus George Mason game, a 9-1 washing in favor of the Chippewas, and the game that was just on this rink between the Hope Flying Dutchman and the the Fairfield Stags, an 8-3 win for Hope over Fairfield. So an upset 3-2 there, and then a 2-3 for CMU over George Mason. Another great 2-3 matchup, and it's a very good way to start off the tournament. You get a little bit of that tougher competition, especially for this pool. This is a very balanced pool. The Oakland as the 4 seed, and at the top seed, that number 1 seed, you've got the excuse me, you've got oh man, I'm blanking right now.
I'm trying to Farmingdale, yeah. And
Farmingdale, of course, always a tough competition for this. Man, that's a great start.
Yeah, Farmingdale and Oakland will play later today, but man, we talked about this is Lou Gamlin's pool of death here.
Yep.
We talked about in the tournament show, and I think it's a very balanced pool, and I think these two teams are going to set the tone for how this week will play out. So should be a fun week, a fun pool filled with goal scorers and tremendous goaltenders. And when you talk about tremendous goaltenders, you got to look at the Ice Dogs. Emily Barber, a freshman, has an 11-2 record, a 4.20 goals against, and an .818 save percentage. I mean, we don't really see a lot of girls in this ACHA men's D3 conference, but she's not just a girl playing among men. She's a girl dominating among men. She's a fantastic goaltender, really sets the tone for this Ice Dogs team, and she'll be in net tonight for Georgia.
Yeah, shortest goaltender at the ACHA National Tournament at 5'4", 125 pounds, but she covers so much space in her crease, and she makes it so tough for opposing teams. They underestimate her based on her size, but she shows off. She's 5'4", playing 6'1".
Yeah, fantastic goaltender. Lots of speed, a butterfly goaltender with a lot of lateral movement, and when you're of her height, that covering the bottom part of the net's going to be critical to your success here in the national tournament. So I'm very excited to see how the young freshman competes here at the national tournament, especially in a conference or in a pool that is going to have no problem putting pucks in the back of the net.
About to get underway for the starting lineup announcements here from Columbus as we are in Rink B of Chiller North here in the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rink Complex. Nebraska will be first up as the away team. In net for them, they have Jaron Aiden, as well as on the defensive side, Patrick Lowe and Alexander Casepier, the captain and the assistant captain respectively. Centering is Jack Hansen, Alex Robb on the left side, and Cole Childers on the right side. A good speedy little lineup out there for Nebraska. And you look at Alexander Casepier, kind of a smaller season of 4 goals, 7 assists, but he's been one of those great leaders out there. That's the reason that he's got the A on his chest. He's had those intangible qualities that you want from a leader and somebody that can really just lead the way for you. Casepier is going to be one of the guys we're really going to be watching to make things happen here tonight, especially be a presence at the blue line.
And another guy to pay attention to, you mentioned him, Jack Hansen. He's second on the team in points with 43, behind Hank and Johnson. So that depth is going to come through. We saw it from the Central Michigan George Mason game. One thing we were looking forward to is both of those teams had depth. It's how these depth players perform, and I think that doesn't change no matter what game you are playing. No matter what game you're watching. Georgia, they need their depth players. Nebraska needs their depth players. So very exciting to see how Jack Hansen will step up starting here and today in the first game of pool play for the Cornhuskers.
And the Ice Dogs starting lineup, they start, of course, with their freshman sensation goaltender Emily Barber. They have another freshman going out with her. That's defenseman Kyle Harris. On the other defensive side, Cameron Gilmore, a senior. And then on the forward line, it's all the older upperclassmen. You've got Zach Flash, a senior. Alex Carey, the captain, a senior. And assistant captain Carter Penzie, and the guy that we're going to be watching all game long is the leading goal scorer for this team and the leading point getter. A real captain on the ice, and his play speaks among itself.
Well, they got 3 30 goal scorers on this team. Christopher Santa Maria, Alexander Carey, and that Carter Penzie monster on the offensive line that we talked about in the pregame. So, but I think that this game is going to rely on the play of these two goaltenders. Georgia respectively scoring 6.85 goals per game. In Georgia, when they score 6 or less goals, they're only 5-4-1. So their key here today is get shots on net and find the back of the net. I think that's going to really determine how this game is going to be played, and Nebraska is going to have to set that tone.
Well, after the lineup announcements, we will now step aside for the playing of our national anthem, and that'll be time for hockey action here in Columbus. Pool C action ready to get underway here from Chiller North as Georgia and Nebraska look to do battle here. Both teams looking for a big first day win against some tough competition. Either of these teams with a real upper hand. Georgia comes into this one 17-5-1. Nebraska a little bit more battle tested at 27-8-1. Road record for these teams 3-3-1 for Georgia, 11-4-1 for Nebraska. Good amount of faithful from both teams making the long trips up to Columbus, Ohio, right in the heart of Ohio. We got a great matchup just about ready to get underway here from Columbus. Two teams ready to go.
And I think an advantage for Nebraska is their experience against regional qualifiers. 10-2 against those teams. University of Georgia, they've had a good amount of games against regional qualifiers, 10, but they're 6-3-1. So Nebraska has shown that they can play against some of the top teams in the country. Georgia's still trying to stake their claim in that department, but certainly both of these teams deserving to be here, and they're very fired up here to start off the 2018 ACHA National Tournament for both of these clubs.
I think Georgia's the team with a lot more to prove, and we'll see if that presents itself on the play on the ice. Both teams at center ice, puck about to be dropped, and we are underway here for ACHA National Tournament action. This one played right back into the stick of Georgia. A huge check is thrown right there from Kyle Harris, knocking down his man of Cold Childers. This one played inside of the defensive end of the Bulldogs now, or excuse me, the Ice Dogs now, finding its way through the center ice area. The other way, Alexander Carey taking a shot right here. This one played from the right side. Now inside of the circle, played right back down, is having this one on the stick is Carter Penzian. Shot played back over, now working left side circle, loose in front of the net, bouncing around as it finds its way right back into the corner and calmed down by Alex Robb. Robb moves this one up the ice. It's on the stick of Jack Hansen now. Played back down to Robb, and Robb will escape out of the zone with it now. Crossing the red line, he'll go in for a dump and change, not very deep, but that one will just be given away by the Ice Dogs. Dumped right back in on net as this one finds its way right back behind. Going in after this one for the Cornhuskers is Chris Brown. Played back inside of the corner now as this one's loose at the bottom of the circle. High slot area, moving this one just right back down, and the Ice Dogs take it right back as the other way comes Christopher Santamaria. Working in right side, pass right back down to Stephen Bray. Loose at the doorstep, turning, trying to fire that one. It finds its way inside of the corner as Daniel Herr goes in after this one. Out of the zone this one goes, and back in is Drew Holcomb to go after this one. Minute gone in this period. This one played inside of the corner. Ice Dogs looking to exit out of their zone now. They play this one on a dump, finds its way against the far side boards, and taken by Caleb Santamaria now. Out of the zone, looking to move this one as it finds its way to the blue line. At the blue line, still held in here. Moved in from one Santamaria and finding its way right back down where David Spielberger will go after this one. Played on the right side circle. High slot area now. Inside of the circle, chipped off of the mid-glass, kept into the zone though, and played back down by Daniel Herr. He works inside of the left side circle now as this one's loose inside of the corner. Jumped up. It'll be taken out of the zone by the Cornhuskers now, except it'll be taken right back as Georgia finds this one. Now back on the goal line. They work from inside of the corner, moving this one through the circles, having that one taken right back away, controlled by Jordan Hank, and he'll play that one forward.
Very impressive start from Georgia early, setting the tone physically and on the offensive boards. They've got 4 shots already to Nebraska's 0, just under 3 minutes here into the first period.
This one dumped right back in from a Georgia attempt as it's brought around back inside of their defensive end. Moving this one up is Nikita Zlatopolsky. Played back behind their own net. Moved up. Aaron Phillips was looking to take that one. Played back on the goal line. Nearly taken back there by Derek Burke. Moved out of the zone now. Georgia looking to make something happen as this one just evades the stick of Michael McVeigh, and he goes back in after inside of the near corner. Now moved up ice. Nebraska has inside of their defensive end. Risky pass right there to the blue line. It works out for him. It's coming the other way as Brandon Pickering. Left side circle. Pickering takes a shot, and back behind the net it finds its way. Derek Burke with it now, but Georgia will be able to move that one out of the zone. Hard dump and change, but they'll just decide to chase after that one. Now played back behind the net. Left back there, and recovering this one is Kyle Harris. Harris from inside of the circle, chips this one out of the zone, finds its way back into the defensive end of the Cornhuskers. Moved up ice now. Right back down. Oh, touch passes here from the Bulldogs in the right side circle. Shot fired, loose in front of the net, and that one finds its way right back to the blue line as Nebraska moves it out of the zone. A little bit of a touch up there, and Nebraska will go off for a change. Played back now. Down the ice as it's taken by Eric Mears. Mears across the blue line. Inside of the left side circle. Having this one on his stick. Looking for somebody to go to. Plays this one right back behind, but gets taken by Cameron Gilmore of Georgia. Back and forth action to start things off here in this first period. A very much of a feeling out process.
Yeah, definitely. I think Georgia already is starting to come out and set the tone as they know that they are the higher seed and they know that they need to get on the scoreboard early and often, as they are doing a great job of doing that and going to the board hard as a Cornhusker.
Yeah, Patrick Lowe just took a huge check from Stephen Bray down there. This one coming up into the neutral zone. Making a move happen here, not able to keep that one going forward was Evan Johnson, but he's still fighting for that one. Taken back, Chris Brown's got this one. Loose inside of the circle, back to the blue line, shot fired, lost in traffic, taken right back down there as Georgia picked it out of the air. Played inside of left side circle to find a way back to the blue line, and a delayed offsides coming up here to the Cornhuskers as they have to get back on the right side of the blue line.
Georgia so far already in this game doing a great job of protecting Emily Barber. A lot of block shots, a lot of hands in shooting lanes, and they're doing a great job of limiting these chances from the Cornhuskers, a team that's used to scoring plenty of goals in games, 5.31 goals per game on the offense.
Taken back here, Alexander K-Spears Gotti moves this one up cleanly to Colt Childers. Bringing it in is Chris Brown. He might have gotten tripped up down there, but the arms go up from the defender, and no call is made. Back inside of the defensive end with 15:05 to go here in the first period in a scoreless game. Nebraska controls it inside of their offensive end. Dumping this one right back around the boards as Austin Krusko is able to take it. Moved up the ice, across the red line. 2-on-2 entering in here. Taking a shot over here from Austin Crudo, and that one goes back behind the net. Nebraska going hard into the boards to go after this one. Taken here by Georgia. The Ice Dogs having this one inside of the corner. Falling down back behind the net. A couple of Cornhuskers go in after this one. Check thrown against the boards down there. This one inside of the corner. Shoulder thrown between two 11s. Taken back behind the net now. This one jumping behind the net. Nebraska able to calm this one up the ice as it's taken on the stick of Colt Childers. Childers moves it up to Alex Robb. Looking for a movement. Tries to go through a lane and has that one go through the legs, but he's bodied by the man. Off of the low glass, this one finds its way right in front of the Georgia bench. They look to dump it down, no such luck. This one played in front of Nebraska's bench, brought right back in, and a good stick in the lane to be able to prevent that one from going any further. Now loose in front of Nebraska's zone, jumping up into the air. They might have something going here if they can get this one cleanly. Played up ice, mid-slot area, and taken right back away by Georgia. As collecting this one is Carter Penzian. Penzian working like a dog to get this one down here, working in the high slot area, dumping that one back, and a few too many players too close to each other right there.
Yeah, one too many stick handling moves, and I think he tried to cut towards the middle, and his teammates did as well. They got to spread out that offense. It was a good opportunity. I think he could have generated some sort of scoring opportunity, but when we got three Bulldogs or Ice Dogs and a 3 cubic feet square, I mean, you got to spread out a little bit. These are big dudes out here.
This one played back into the center ice area. Ice Dog in the way of Stephen Bray. Oh my goodness, what a check thrown down there from Kyle Harris.
Wow.
Eliminated his number mate of Eric Mears. A humongous clean check. This one dumped right back behind the net. Taking it once again is Kyle Harris. Oh man, he might have a little bit of that black jersey left on his shoulder after that one.
The freshman's been impressive so far, starting here on defense, and he's shined in his ACHA Nationals debut.
Played back behind the net. This one working its way to the blue line down the ice, and this should go down for an icing with 13. Well, they called that one off. The arm was up from the linesman and the official all the way down.
I think Emily Barber played it, and I think she was not aware. Maybe it was an icing or the players maybe a little miscommunication, but Nebraska catches a bit of a break.
Christopher Santa Maria just dumped that one right back into his end. Held in by a foot right there by Caleb Santa Maria. And Nebraska brings it out of the zone with speed. Right across the red line. A check thrown right there that shakes the whole bleachers back here in Schiller North.
Big hit there by Austin Krusko.
Played back across the red line now. A dump on net. Held onto, and a good job done down there from the goaltender of Jaron Aiden. 13-4 on the season, a 274 goals against, and most impressively, a 929 save percentage. High numbers from a D3 goalie. This one played right low in the area of the blue line, back down to the neutral zone, and grabbed down here from Jack Hansen. Hansen, he falls down right in front of his teammate, taken right back by the Ice Dogs as Drew Holcomb sends that one forward. A couple of physical plays thrown down there as this one's brought into the air and played back behind the goal line. Now intercepted as on the stick of Nikita Zlatoposki is this one. 2-on-2 two developing the other way in favor of the Cornhuskers. Shot from the blue line. That one jumps right over the head of Emily Barber. Now played low slot area, trying to take this one low, loose in front of the net, and that one gets sent right back into the corner. Now played up off of the netting and out of play. 11:33 to go here in the first period. A scoreless affair between two very evenly matched teams thus far.
Yeah, Nebraska without a shot on net here almost halfway through this first period, and you're wondering what it's going to take for them to get a shot. They've gotten a couple of chances trying to get them onto Emily Barber, and she's either been big enough to get the shot steered away or it's just missed the net. So she's doing a great job, and this defense for Georgia is really setting a tone early.
Played back behind the net now as this one goes into the near side corner side of Georgia's offensive end. Some puck movement, but this one squeaks its way out of the zone. This one might have just enough to go down for an icing, and it will with 11:12 to go here in the first period. Offensive zone faceoff for the Ice Dogs.
And another thing you and I talked about a lot in the previous game, the Central Michigan Chippewas and George Mason, is how important experience is, because half of that Chippewa team has been here to the national tournament. They know what it takes. George Mason was their first trip here to the national tournament. Well, we've got a similar circumstance here. A lot of these Nebraska guys have not played in a national tournament game. Yeah. Georgia was here just last year, so you've got that experience from the Santa Maria brothers. You've got the experience from Drew Holcomb and all these guys who played here last year and knows what it takes to win a game here in the national tournament.
And it's so massive. I mean, you're not used to playing these 3 games in 3 days. Yes, the 2 is different, as this one's up behind the net. A glove save made right down there from Jaron Aiden. Almost found its way through. Loses the doorstep once again, and this one taken by the Cornhuskers out of the zone. Oh, they've gotten so lucky with their defensive positioning because there has been so many juicy rebound opportunities.
I think that one just hit off the right post, Sean.
This one played to the blue line. They'll say it was held in. Doesn't matter as it comes out of the zone. Nebraska plays it forward, but it gets taken the other way by Zach Flash. Now in this one on the stick for a moment at least was Hunter Hurd. Played back down, neutral zone area, intercepted out of the pocket, and Derek Burke brings it in, fires a shot. Barber sends it into the corner. And
first shot on goal for Nebraska so far in this game, halfway through this first period.
And you know, that doesn't just help Nebraska getting their first shot, but it helps for Emily Barber
Certainly.
too. You want to see that live puck action, because if it waits too long, then one of those could sneak up on you.
Certainly.
This one played back right side of the red line. She just sends that one away, so make that 2 shots as this one goes as a souvenir puck for somebody from Athens, Georgia. 9:58 to go here, first period, as we are to the halfway mark of these first 20 minutes of play, and that'll be the media timeout here. Both teams having a little bit of a chance to look at each other, have a few shots on net, and kind of see the positioning that we've seen so far. Obviously, Georgia with a few more shot opportunities, to say the least, and Jaron Aiden's had to stand on his head a little bit more, and his defense has had to bail him out for the ones that go those wide open gaps, but it seems like Nebraska has had that TOP, and their forecheck has been present, not dominant, and really not too effective, but it has been present.
I think Georgia is dominating this game so far, and I think for me, they're so much faster than this Nebraska team. You can see the speed and the puck movement, and they just think a lot faster than this Nebraska team so far. We're only 10 minutes into this game. We've got 50 more miles left to go, as some of these teams will say. And right now, I think Nebraska's got to really think, what can we do to spark some offensive progression? Because right now, they're losing those neutral zone battles because Georgia is able to complete the passes on the breakout. I'd love to see Nebraska start to pinch up just a little bit, maybe pressure these Georgia defensemen into making some ill-timed passes, or maybe if they see, because Georgia, when they're bringing out of the zone, they're uncontested reception passes in the neutral zone. Maybe step up a little bit and pressure them, make them feel uncomfortable. It might not work the first 2 times, but as you start to pinch, you'll get into their head that, hey, we don't have these wide open passes like we have been having all game. So maybe a little bit more aggressive forecheck from the Nebraska Cornhuskers will start to turn their luck around in the offensive zone.
Offensive zone faceoff worked out to have Nebraska having it back inside of their offensive end as this one goes up and out of play. 9:39 to go here in the first period, and this one, I believe it'll be just inside of the offensive end once again for Nebraska.
When you look at these two teams, you know, very high-scoring teams. Georgia, like we said, they find the back of the net around 7 times a game, only give up around 3.5. University of Nebraska, 5.5 per game for, and about 3 against. So more even on Nebraska's side, but certainly Georgia used to putting the puck in the back of the net.
Right side circle. Oh, looking for that one-time pass opportunity right in front of the slot. This one finding its way right back down behind the net. Nebraska will be able to clear this one out now. Nebraska working on the near side boards. A big check thrown right back down there. Brought back in by Nebraska. A shot towards the net that Emily Barber just guides away once again. Played back behind. Georgia moves this one up. Looking for an opportunity as Daniel Herr gets a little bit of a check taken down there. Back behind the net of Jaron Aiden. This one finds its way back inside of the corner. Now moved up ice across the blue line. A backhand, nice touch pass up, and now a 2-on-2, but he can't take it with him. A little bit of a mistake made right down there from Chris Brown. Now taken back as this one's off of the near side boards once again. Turn and fire up the ice. This one goes down. Won't have enough to go down for an icing as this one will have to be played by Georgia right back inside of their defensive end. Cross ice pass moving up ice, and a Nebraska stick gets right in the way down there. Now played right back down. Inside of the blue line. Caught through the legs of a Georgia Ice Dog. Played to the top of the blue line now inside of the left side circle. Move back down on the goal line. Trying to get this one through short side. They pass it right back inside of the circle. Now moved inside of the circle. Passing this one right over. Oh, and not a clean catch over there. This could turn into an opportunity for Georgia. Right off of the boards, and this one goes down the ice for a change. Nebraska has 4 men waiting. They move this one right back down the ice as it goes inside of the corner now. Played on the goal line. Intercept right here. Emily Barber on top of that one to send it right back behind her net. Now back inside of the corner. Check thrown down there. Kicked forward by Nebraska at the blue line. Sent right back down on a backhand. Played over right side circle. Firing a shot, and a great stick lift down there is ready and willing to take that shot was Jack Hansen as that one goes up and out of play. Some great defense down there from Georgia to help bail out their goaltender.
And a beautiful forecheck there. Cole Childress, I think, had 3 turnovers himself in that one shift, forcing some good plays. He had a puck in the high slot, which passed over to a teammate, was able to get an opportunity on net, and then he moves the puck over for that last opportunity. A shot obviously a little too high as the back glass is a little short here on rink B, but a beautiful forecheck, a great shift there from Cole Childress, the sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska.
This one played back inside of the corner. Ice Dogs moving out of the zone where it's recovered by Hunter Hurt. He moves this one cross ice. It gets intercepted and brought to the zone by Georgia for a moment. Now they have to give chase to this one on the forecheck.
And that was the first shift we've seen from Nebraska where they really dominated the pace of play. Maybe the momentum in this game is starting to even out a little bit as Nebraska is starting to get their feet under them.
Nebraska moving this one. Back from the goal line. They cross the blue line with it now. Across the red line, just a little stick tap right there as it played forward by Jordan Atkins. Behind the net, going in after this one is Derek Burke against Georgia. Georgia's able to take this one, though, from inside of their circles, and a chip pass up the ice that has a chase effort here from Matthew Stockoff. Finds its way towards the net of Jaron Aiden, and he'll just hold on to that one with 7 minutes exactly to go here in the first period.
And I think we're going to get a penalty against Nebraska. Seems to me like going to the box could possibly be Hunter Hurt. No, instead it is going to be number 12, Jordan Atkins. So
Atkins 6 in the box, and now we get the first chance to see a Georgia power play. One of the best power plays in the country.
Dynamite.
32.5%. Here's the thing about Georgia and Nebraska. Nebraska scored 6 more goals in 9 more games. So that Georgia offense is potent.
Excellent.
Less opportunities, more chances. This one played through right side circle shot and immediately cleared down the length of the ice from Nebraska. Good shot off of the face-off, better block and clear.
Yeah, an excellent power play. Like you said, 32% for Georgia, and the Cornhuskers penalty kill 85.1%, an equally good penalty kill. So special team strengths going at each other head-to-head now.
Left side circle face-off, and that shot had just been fired and got sent away by Aiden, as this one's brought the other way. Georgia has to recoup back inside of their defensive end. $1:30 to go on their power play opportunity. Played back as this one works inside of the right side of the defensive end for Georgia. Their fans are pushing them along as this one finds its way down, and Aiden will just hold on to that one with 6:18 to go here in the first period in a scoreless game.
In the box, Jordan Atkins for roughing. So minute 17 left on the power play. Georgia gained some opportunities, but a little passive so far on this first power play. Would love to see them get a couple more chances on net.
Face-off one back to the left side blue line. Inside of the circle they work with it, firing a shot, blocked by traffic in front of the net. Played back, loose slot area, and this one finds its way out of the zone. Good clearing effort down there from Alex Robb. 6 minutes to go here in this first period and 1 minute left on the power play. Georgia not setting the tempo very heavily here as they're kind of allowing the penalty killers to do their job more so than the power players. Played back, low slot area. As that one had tried to be walked through 3 players. or rather had gone kicked away, sent up into the rafters and out of play. 48 seconds to go here on the power play for the Bulldogs, and they'll move this one to remain inside of the offensive end.
Yeah, and I love to see the speed there from Caleb Santa Maria. He's got 15 goals on the season, 26 points, but I feel like on a power play, you don't just want to bring it in and take your first shot. I felt like that time his destination was the net. I prefer, certainly me, setting up a play and trying to get your best shot on net instead of trying to take the first shot you see. Set it up, move it around like they are doing right now, and see what you can open up in the Nebraska defense.
This one played top of the left side circle, played back down behind the net, having this one on the stick of Caleb Santa Maria. Santa Maria looking for an option. He moves this one outside the left side circle. Thinking right side blue line, he decides to just send this one right back over on a touch pass to the left side blue line. Inside the circle, back behind the net, fighting for this one back there is Aaron Phillips. Now played back outside the left side circle, inside of the corner. They move this one down to the goal line, firing a shot, finding its way through the legs, but on the opposite side, and this one gets sent down for a clear. Final 9 seconds of this power play as the puck just sputters to the front of the net as Barber was out to play it.
Much better opportunity. They moved the puck around, tried to find open area, and eventually Santa Maria, Caleb, brought the puck in front of the net. A good opportunity, but it's kicked aside by Jaron Aiden. Beautiful play. That's the power play I like to see, working proficiently, creatively, and flowing with the puck in the offensive zone.
Daniel Herr was making a few fancy footwork to get himself down low into the left wing side. Immediately got that one sent up and out of play. Face off back inside of Georgia's offensive end with the 5-on-5. 4:46 to go here. First period, left side circle. The face-off will be made.
Georgia dominating in shots, 11-4 here in the first period.
Spielberger under center here for Georgia. Immediately off that face-off, they push the puck forward to Dylan Ferguson's stick. Right back behind the net. This one being played with by Nikita Zlatowski. Played back right side circle on the goal line. Now played outside of the circle. Nebraska looking to move it out. Having some trouble on their breakout in these last couple of minutes as this one finally escapes the zone, but only be taken back by the Ice Dogs. Taken by Gilmore. He moves it up the ice the other way to Drew Holcomb. Now a shot here, and they score! Top of the left side circle, and a great shot fired right there. Georgia, it almost took them 16 minutes, but they get on the board. 1-0 with 4:18 to go here in the first period.
Well, Drew Holcomb just snaps it home over the blocker of Jaron Aiden. Holcomb getting his third goal of the season. The defenseman getting in on the action, and a beautiful shot there. Put a nice move on the defender and then snapped it right upstairs, and Georgia finally buries on the 12th shot of the first period. Excellent shot there from a veteran presence, Drew Holcomb. He was here last year. He knows how badly this team wants to move on after pool play, and he's able to get on the board.
Well, the old adage is how and not how many. Right now, all that matters there for Georgia is that they got the goal, and this one's brought back in now by Nebraska. Looking for a response before the end of this one. Late goals, those are huge for momentum for the team, and especially in the first goal of your first day of tournament play. Absolutely massive, and a great shot down there from Holcomb.
And the assist going to Nikita Zlatowski, his second of the season.
This one played back to the goal line, dump and change down there from Holcomb as he finally goes off of the ice. Played in the right side circle, back behind the net, giving chase to this one is Ben Raymond. Raymond moves this one up and out of the zone, taken right back now by Georgia. Ice Dogs work right in front of their own net. Played back down as this one finds its way inside of the corner. Moving this one is Cameron Gilmore. 3:20 to go. He puts this one up the ice onto Alexander Carey's stick. It's taken right back away by Nebraska. Now moving the other way from Flash. Flash moving, high slot area, shot on net and held onto from Jaron Aiden.
Well, Aiden's actually faced a lot of rubber here in this first period. That's the 13th shot, and the one that found the back of the net was a sniper rifle that just found the corner. That one wasn't going to miss no matter who was in net, but he's kicking aside as many shots as he can. He needs some help from his defense. They're still blocking a lot of shots, but they got to get that puck away from that offensive zone. They got to get possession in the neutral zone if they're going to get if they're going to take away the offensive pressure from Georgia.
Alexander Carey working like a madman over here as he gets this one right back towards the front of the net and lose that one right before he made his move to the low slot area.
Great shot by Penzine. Almost found the short side glove just above the pad.
Played once again as this one's taken from the left side circle. Another one that just sputters away from the net from Alexander Carey now. Worked back inside of the corners. Coming out of the zone after that is Cameron Gilmore as Nebraska look to exit. They worked this one. Red line area. Played back down inside of the circle. Gilmore's got inside of his own defensive end. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 lead for the Ice Dogs. Played back, left side circle area coming in. Oh, and just too late of a pass. He passed it to where he was and not where he was going. And this one finds its way back on a Nebraska stick as they send it out of play. 2:17 to go here. Lone goal this game coming from Drew Holcomb.
And these two teams will face off in their pool, Farmingdale State and Oakland. They're playing later tonight. Georgia already knows how good Oakland is as they faced them in pool play last year, so we'll see. We're excited to see how they will do in a rematch of their pool play loss in the opening round of last year's pool play round.
Played back up the ice now from Daniel Hurry, works on the goal line, puts this one right in front. Weak shot down there, and that one could not be finished off by Stephen Bray. Had a great opportunity, was surrounded by 3 Cornhuskers.
Great patience there from her to find the open man in front, unable to get the stick on with Spielberger, and unfortunately that puck just squirts wide.
Stephen Bray after that one once again. This one finds its way inside of the corner, back behind the net now. Ice Dogs working with it, exiting their zone. Good lead ice pass, but that one couldn't be collected. Now we'll see how fast Christopher Santa Maria can be. Tries a backhand, loose in the left wing side, and taken right back by Santa Maria. He gets around one man down there as the Huskers look to move this one out of the zone. Finds its way forward, and Georgia takes it once again on Gilmore's stick. Now played back right side. Caleb Santa Maria's got this one. Played back down, finding its way in the neutral zone. Caleb Santa Maria, a very soft backhand dish right down to Kyle Harris. Harris walks around a man. This one's dumped right back in as David Spielberger goes after it. Played inside of the corner. This one jumps off of the official. Back to the blue line. They're walking the line here. High slot, firing a shot. Loose in front of the net and held onto from Jaron Aiden. Great save down there from the goaltender.
16th shot of the period. Georgia is bringing tons of offensive pressure, and Aiden is doing all he can to smother it, and a couple of good shots here and there and a couple of great saves. Jaron Aiden is shining for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. His numbers, you mentioned them earlier in the broadcast, 13-4, 2.47 goals against, and a 929 save percentage. Anytime we say this in the ACHA, if you can get a save percentage above 900 and goals against around 2.5, you're doing something right, and he's doing just that for the Huskers.
Left side, oh, and a great block right in front of the net as this one finds its way right back around. Brought in from Georgia once again on a dump and chase. Back behind their own net, they go after it now. Played back inside of the corner is having this one as the Huskers on Ben Raymond's stick. Turned back over. Georgia fires a shot on net. That was short side and finds its way right back behind the net. Now working this one forward. Great turnover right here. Shot on net. Trying it once again, and this one finds its way to the blue line. But Georgia keeps it going. They continually hold this one in, finding its way through the left side circle. 17 seconds left to go here as this one goes up and out of play.
Bad turnovers by Nebraska. Just trying to get the puck out of their zone. They're failing to do that. And not only are they doing that, they're putting it right in the basket of a Georgia Ice Dog, and they're getting A+ scoring chances. Thank goodness for Jaron Aiden. He's standing on his head right now and keeping his Nebraska team in the game, but he's got to be looking at his defense going, guys, you got to help me out. You can't leave me out to dry every time you guys touch the puck.
Uh-oh, bad opportunity here. Nebraska has a shot, and great defensive back checking right there. Man falls down right off of the face-off and immediately creates an opportunity for that winger. Had some speed, but Georgia came back, and that's the most important thing, is that comeback defense.
And that's Evan Johnson, one of your leading scorers on this team, and it's a little bit of a difficult play. That puck's rolling, but Georgia has been fantastic in their own zone defensively with just under 10 seconds here to go in the first.
8.1 seconds left. Nebraska with the offensive zone face-off. Taken right back inside of the corner, and that one hit off of the netting, so we'll do it all over again with under 4 to go.
Is it just me, or is this glass unreasonably short on this rink?
It's incredibly short.
It seems really small, so that kind of hurts these teams when they're trying to clear it off, because you're not used to having this short of glass. Even behind the net, it's short. Yeah, I feel like the glass behind the net is the height that you should have all around, and then obviously the glass behind is supposed to be taller, but I think that poses a disadvantage for both of these teams, but that's something you'll have to adjust to.
Well, after 20 minutes of play here from Chiller Rink B, the Georgia Ice Dogs massively outshoot Nebraska 18-4 and take a 1-0 lead. Standing on the head out there is Jaron Aiden, doing everything that he can, but he needs some help from the defense and from the offense. Lone goal of this game coming from Georgia's Drew Holcomb, the junior defenseman, coming up with his 3rd goal of the season, and no bigger stage to do it than in the national tournament.
And Georgia simply dominated that period. They came out and they set the tone right from the get-go. A big hit to start the game right in front of our broadcast position. They're dominating in shots, like you said, 18-4, and they're setting the tone. But Jaron Aiden is playing fantastic. He is the only reason that this Nebraska team is still in the game. Lots of turnovers at the end of that period for the Cornhuskers. They've got to figure out, and I think that's just nerves and saying, you've got the puck in your stick, let's try and get out of the zone. Make some plays. Don't be afraid to pick your head up, settle down a little bit, backtrack behind your own goal, something, instead of just flinging it out into the open ice. You got to settle down. This is the national tournament. I get it. Tensions are high. Stress is high. But this Georgia team is experienced. If you make mistakes, they're going to make you pay.
A lot of adjustments need to be made after the first 20 minutes of play for both teams. Shots on net continues to be the theme for Georgia, and for Nebraska, it's getting any chance out of your zone. You got to help out your goaltender because that brick wall will come apart eventually. That will do it for us for the first 20 minutes of play. We'll step aside before the start of period number 2. You are watching the ACHA D3 National Tournament on the ACHA D3 YouTube. Ready to get things underway for period number 2 action here from Chiller North. Sean Bednard alongside me, Tyler Marcotte. A second period of action just about to be underway as Georgia will look to continue their dominant first period, outshooting the Nebraska Cornhuskers 18-4 en route to a 1-0 finish after 20 minutes.
And a dominating performance from the Ice Dogs, and in all zones. I mean, they're cutting off the passes in the neutral zone, and Nebraska they've got a lot of turnovers in their own zone, and Georgia's capitalizing on the chances. And then when Nebraska brings the puck into the offensive zone for Georgia, they can't seem to get a shot on that because they're blocking all the shooting lanes. So from top down, a great job from Georgia. And my question was, how would they respond after last year's national snafu? And right now, they look very impressive in all 3 zones, really playing very well, very stout. And we talked about it a little bit at the end of this first period. They just look faster. They're making quicker decisions, quicker passes. They look like the better team right now, and it's time for Nebraska to respond with a good period of their own here. Down 1-0, it would be nice to relieve some pressure off of Jaron Aiden and give them a 1-goal cushion.
Face-off, and we are back underway as Georgia takes this one off of a face-off loss, fires a shot, and immediately sent up and out of play. Well, no relief there for Jaron Aiden as he has to go to work 8 seconds into it.
And immediately a turnover in their own zone, and it leads to an opportunity from Georgia. I mean, that's a summation right there of how the whole first period went, and Jaron Aiden's forced to knock that one aside. Not sure if that one went off his blocker or just missed up and into the short glass, but right there, a bad turnover from the Cornhuskers that leads to an opportunity, and another one right here.
There we go, right side circle, shot right over top of the net, finds its way out of the zone, and retrieving back after this one goes Kyle Harris, now taken back by the Cornhuskers, left side circle, trying a face-off right in front of the net.
Wow.
Oh, and it stayed out of the net somehow. Oh my goodness. I thought that one was destined for the back of the net, and how massive that would have been for momentum after we just talked about how the Cornhuskers need anything to go off of.
2 bad turnovers in their own zone, then they come around the other side and put a chance on net. I can't believe that one didn't find the back of the net, but
I don't know
somehow Emily Barber was able to sneak that one away. The freshman from Roswell, Georgia, making the stop. That seems like the first shot she's faced in almost 12 minutes.
First real stop, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Face off in the right side circle, back in Georgia's offensive end. Immediately off the face off a shot. Nice shot with a rebound there from Jaron Aiden, taken back by the Cornhusker team. Knocked down by a stick, mid-slot area, pass back over, left side circle, firing a shot, a backhand that staples the corner glass.
What a great backhander there from number 20, Alex Carey, the captain.
This one brought back the other way. Is moving this one is Evan Johnson, playing with it right back behind the net. Moved over to Chris Brown now. Back inside of the corner, but gets taken away. Played back across the red line. Moving this one back in. A lot of power here. Right side circle, face-off shot, and this one finding its way to the goal line and right back into the right side circle.
Great defensive play there by Erica Mears to smother an opportunity from Alex Carey.
Back behind the net on the goal line. It's recovered by Nebraska. Ben Raymond looking for the movement up ice. A little bit of a check and turns into a huge check down there as Daniel Hare finishes off Evan Johnson.
And I think George is going to go to the box. He just, after the hit,
laid on him.
Yeah, and DJ Hurt threw the stick of Evan Johnson, and that is a penalty. And I think that is what he's going to go to the box for.
That's just...
And immediately the ref saw it, so that's just he's unhappy with it, but that's...
boneheaded.
You can't do that. That's not a very smart decision.
You finished off your man with a very clean check. He lost possession of the puck, and then you just do all that extra stuff that you don't need, and it puts your team at a disadvantage.
So far not. We'll get a chance to see this Nebraska power play operating at 22.9%, and a Georgia penalty kill that has struggled with a low 73%. So Nebraska an opportunity to capitalize on what has been a weakness for this Ice Dog team.
Played left side circle, a shot right there. This is one of the worst in all of men's hockey at the ACHA level. 422nd, played over. Oh, and trying to go with the rebound game down there, playing some pinball action. Played left side blue line, down inside of the circle now, moved to the corner. Moved from the corner to the circle, and that one gets taken away as now we see Georgia doing a 2-on-2 rush the other way. Bringing this one in, it finds its way down right side circle. Ooh, nearly a fancy little move right right down there, but the Cornhuskers take this one right back.
And it's surprising that this Bulldog penalty kill is so bad, even though they have been so good on defense so far today against the Cornhuskers.
Played back inside of the corner now. Georgia's got it, and a slap shot that gets a little bit wriggled around finds its way back down the ice. 1:10 to go here on the power play for Nebraska. Cornhuskers have this one in the circle in their own defensive end. They move this one in front of Georgia's bench across the red line and enter into the zone. Moving this one left side circle. An option to look forward to is Evan Johnson looking, and this one finds way back to the goal line. Johnson was the intended recipient of that one. It gets taken by David Spielberger, and he sends it down the ice softly. 45 seconds left to go on a not too impressive power play so far.
No, only one opportunity early, but Georgia has been stepping up to the challenge here. I don't know. When your penalty kill has struggled all season, you are very aware of that as a team. So I think you work extra hard to batten down on that as you come into the national tournament. All these teams practiced yesterday, so a little fresh reminder of, hey, we need to tighten it down on special teams.
Right inside of the corner, this one goes off of a few opportunities right there. Nothing too serious. Played over right side circle. Skate to stick, but rather went skate to back corner. This one goes down the length of the ice. One last rush if there's time for the Huskers. 7 seconds left to go on it. Played up, across the red line. They bring this one in, fire a slap shot. Great block made right down there. It immediately stared back down from Aaron Phillips.
That was intimidating.
Yeah, that was.
He's a big dude, and he blocked that with his foot. That hurts, and he didn't even flinch.
Left side circle, a few moves being made down there, but Nebraska immediately takes it, plays this one towards the blue line. Now back behind the net going in after this one is Hunter Hurt of Nebraska. Played back up. Colt Childers has got it. He plays this one out of the zone across the red line. A lot of Bulldogs playing comeback defense. This one played through the circle. Huskers can't get out quick enough to keep this one in the zone. Back on the red line, they move this one right back down into the defensive end. Up the ice, just across the blue line. That one finds its way right back down. Now through the circles. Georgia's got to move up the ice as Cameron Gilmore's got it. He sends this one inside of the corner. Look at the speed back there of Alexander Carey to take this one from the opposite corner.
He's had a fantastic game so far. A lot of chances offensively and great defensive plays, and he's laid down a couple of hits so far. His Nebraska just barely offsides, but we see Carter Penzine on that line, and so far we circled him in the pregame. He's been relatively silent so far. I haven't seen much from him, which speaks very highly of the University of Georgia's depth. Their star players are not producing at the level that they normally expect them to, and they're getting more production from their depth. And Drew Holcomb get his third goal of the season. I mean, if that's not depth, I don't know what is from a defensive guy who you're not used to seeing put the puck in the back of the net.
Nearly a very long delayed offsides down there, so Georgia sends this one back in their defensive end, and Daniel Hare will take after this one. Her's got it, plays it off of the boards, moves this one softly up to Caleb Santamaria. This one dumped back into the corner from Stephen Bray, back behind the net. He throws a check down there. Can't get that one taken back off of the Cornhusker stick. Now through checks being thrown down there. This one back to the blue line. Now inside the left side circle. They walk the goal line down here, play in the mid-slot area, and taken out of the zone by the Cornhuskers. Looking to control this one and bring it in for an offensive chance. Across the blue line, left side circle. Oh, and nearly a great opportunity down there. Playing with this one. Down to the net is Chris Brown. Back inside of the corner, and they try the cycling once again. Opportunity here towards the front of the net, and Emily Barber smothers that one up. You saw the eyes of the shooter right there. He was looking left post, and he just missed his mark right there, and Barber made him pay for it.
Well, Jordan Hank, a very good shift there for the Cornhuskers. Another guy we circled pregame that we haven't really heard a lot about, but he's moving the puck in the offensive zone, trying to find some way to get Emily Barber moving across her crease, hopefully trying to get her down. And then when she goes down, you got to get those pucks up, because we've talked about she's not the biggest goaltender. She doesn't cover a lot of the net when she does go down. So good puck movement there from the Cornhuskers, trying to get some offensive production.
Dump right back in here from Nebraska from Patrick Lowe as that one was taken. This one moved out of the zone by Georgia, and Nebraska sends it right back into late offsides. They give it right back on the right side of the blue line. They take it at center ice now and dump it right back in once again. Giving chase to it is Grandin Pickering. Now back in front of the bench. This one played left side circle, firing a shot. Great block in front. Oh, and Emily Barber. Full extension dive out there to push that one back to the corner.
I think Cameron Gilmore got a stick on that one, keeping that out of the net, but good pressure. Good pressure from Nebraska. They're making quite the push here in the last 30 seconds.
Pickering shot that one, and Barber did not see it at all. Luckily, her pad was there in the way. And now an opportunity back the other way. David Spielberger taking this one from the goal line and just kind of outworked himself back there and made the opportunity go away as this one's played back to the neutral zone.
Nebraska has already eclipsed their shot total from the first period. They've got 5 in the second, 4 in the first.
And just 1 shot for Georgia in this period. They are definitely stepping up both offensively and defensively.
And it doesn't help they were on the penalty kill too.
Oh, and they score! Alexander Carey, a snipe between the left post and the leg. 2-0 Georgia. 13:24 to go, second period.
We were saying as no offensive production, and they clap back right there with a beautiful short-sided snipe there from the captain, Carey, Alex Carey, getting on the board. And that is his 31st goal of the season, his 61st point. And my goodness, what a year he is having. The captain goes short side, and they take a 2-0 lead.
That was a snipe if there ever was one.
That's a beautiful shot. He gets it at the blue line, takes it right down, and Jaron Aiden hadn't seen a piece of rubber in a couple minutes, and clearly just slipped by.
That was, we've talked about Alexander Carey all game long, about the impact that he's had in creating opportunities for himself. Right there, that was completely Carey's job done.
Assist from Drew Holcomb, so he's got 2 points on the afternoon.
Yeah, so he had 12 points on the season.
Beautiful.
That's incredible.
Amazing production from a veteran defenseman, and the captain snipes one home.
Face off right side circle. That's a killer for Nebraska's momentum. They were pushing and driving in this period.
And only Georgia's second shot of the whole period.
Played back down inside of the circle. Back inside Nebraska's defensive end. Left back there's a Georgia player, takes it. Back behind the net, working this one inside of the corner. Now back to the blue line. Walking the line down here. Right side circle. It's being moved with once again. A shot here that somehow finds its way to the glove of Jaron Aiden.
Drew Holcomb there once again on the action below the goal line. He's playing fantastic here today. One of the star players for the University of Georgia Ice Dogs. The junior defenseman from Cumming, Georgia, is a guy this team has to rely on to keep them in the game.
Weak shot on net, but couldn't be seen fully by Aiden. A rebound was dropped, and he immediately picked that one back up and held on to it. 12:39 to go here, second period. 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs on their second shot of the period. Now they're starting to pick up momentum. They've doubled it since then. Played back inside of the corner. This one played through the circles, and moving this one up ice is Nebraska. Played across the red line. They bring this one down the ice on Jack Hansen's stick. Hansen goes back behind the goal line. He slides into the boards as Christopher Santa Maria moves this one up the ice. Santa Maria across the red line, loses that one back, and Nebraska will take advantage of that one as they dump it down the ice. Going back in after this one is Daniel Herr. A very slow roller back to the goal line as he takes it. Moves this one up cleanly to Caleb Santa Maria, down to his brother Christopher. Christopher takes this one from the corner, jumping up into the air. Drop stick as that puck was picked up, and it's taken back by Georgia in the corner. Playing this one, oh, what a great shot from the right side, short side. Played back behind the net. Working on the backhand down here, the Bulldogs. They move this one back to the blue line from Daniel Herr. Played down left side circle, firing a shot. Great save there by Aiden. And this one gets taken right back by Nebraska. They finally move it out of the zone, and a 2-on-2 developing for them. Played back down and right into the glove of Emily Barber as she'll decide to ice that one.
Georgia, like you said, starting to pick up the offensive pressure. Like you said, since that second goal of the game on their second shot of the period, they've had 4 shots on net. And Jaron Aiden is being forced to make a lot of key saves, the junior from Grand Island, Nebraska.
Face off in the left side circle back in Georgia's defensive end. Evan Johnson under center for Nebraska. He'll be going up against Zach Flash of Georgia. Ice Dogs win this one right back. Played along the very low top glass and goes right out of play. You wonder how many pucks would have been staying in play if this were the more regular sized glass in the ACHA.
And you can see how short it is as you've got the Georgia players. I mean, these are big guys, and the Georgia and Nebraska players staying next to the glass. They're taller than the glass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's short. no matter where you are.
Face-off win, left side blue line. Barber didn't see it once again, and it luckily just trickled down her jersey, and right in front of her, she was able to glove it.
You're right. I don't think she ever saw it, and even after she hit her glove, I think she was kind of left stunned for a second, wondering what was that? I never even saw a puck, and then it's just lying right in front of her. She's able to freeze it, but she's been very impressive so far here today. She's faced a tremendous amount of shots, 10 shots, and she's turned them all aside.
Her awareness is what makes her so much better of a goaltender, too.
Certainly.
She gets that shot, but then she immediately finds it, knows where to go, and that one's immediately right into her breadbasket as she's able to hold on to that one. With 11:02 to go here, second period. 2-0 game for Georgia. Get a goal from a guy who's your perennial scorer and a guy who is a role player more than a scorer.
Yeah, and he's role-playing his way onto the first line. Drew Holcomb is having a fantastic game so far here today for the Ice Dogs as he's on the ice right now.
This one played back right side circle, finding its way to the near side boards inside of Nebraska's offensive end. Back inside of the corner, moving this one up is Derek Burke. Burke plays this one to the blue line. Shot here from the blue line. Oh, that one got through the 5-hole, but stuck in the pads. Nice save from Barber.
It's great strength and quickness to be able to close the pillows and snuffle that one as a great low shot there off the stick of Jordan Adkins. Adkins, a senior from Aurora, Illinois.
Face off right side circle, Nebraska's offensive end. They're once again getting into that phase where they're getting long, sustained offensive pressure and a forecheck going. Nice check thrown down there. They just got to capitalize on it.
Yeah, they're certainly getting their chances in the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's all about now capitalizing on those chances.
This one played back behind the net. Georgia will be able to take it now from Drew Holcomb's stick. Holcomb moves this one up the ice. Played down to the blue line, intercepted here by Nebraska, right side circle, and a very simple poke check stops that one. Oh, wow. A slap shot to keep that one in the zone. It looked like it hit a player in the helmet. Face mask area. Played back around the near side boards, back down to the blue line. A walk up through the line. This one down, low slot area, falling shot, fired, and Barber's able to come up with the save from the falling shot from Burke.
Very impressive shift there from Nebraska. They forced 2 turnovers in the offensive zone, get a couple of chances on net, but again, blocking shots has been key for both of these teams so far, and Drew Holcomb had 2 on that shift as he continues to have a tremendous game for the Ice Dogs.
Left side circle face-off here. Nebraska continuously getting face-offs inside of their offensive end. At the dot, that one taken away by Georgia, finding its way up the boards and across the blue line now as Georgia moves it on Santa Maria's stick back the other way. Christopher Santa Maria, that shot on net deflected away by Jaron Aiden. This one played inside of the corner now. Nebraska covers it up and decides to collect and move this one out of the zone. Just past the stick of one Nebraska Cornhusker and Alex Robb. Played back to the blue line and backhanded out of the zone, out of the stick of Caleb Santa Maria.
Ouch.
Hit off of the hands. Yeah, no kidding there of Cole Childers. Childers will take this one once again as it's flipped up into the air. A little bit of a slash down there right into the hand. No call here from the officials, and they play on. This one played over left side circle, firing a shot. Barber with the save, and she Statue of Liberty's it.
That looked like a painful, I believe, Caleb Santa Maria. It looked to me, honestly, like a clean hit on Jack Hansen, who was checking his hand, making sure it's okay. I think his hand just jammed into the gut of Caleb Santa Maria. Fortunately, he looks to be okay, but that can be a scary play for a forward, and he's able to snuff it away as we now have the second media timeout of today's game.
Patrick Lowe trying to talk with the officials here and kind of just get an answer for his team as to why that wasn't called a slashing penalty, as we saw down on the ice in Jack Hansen. It was obviously in a lot of pain, writhing. The glove flew off after that slash, and he was grabbing the hand. It almost worked out that they didn't get the stoppage in play. Of course, it would have been delayed penalty anyway, but Nebraska immediately moved that one in and had a great shot opportunity that made Barber uncomfortable.
Yeah, but she's played fantastic.
She has.
I mean, very impressive. We haven't been able to see a whole lot of her play this season, but she's answered the call for the Ice Dogs. A lot of good chances. She's made 11 saves here in this second period. That's fantastic. I mean, they've really stepped up to the task. Nebraska came into this second period, I think, needing to get some more pucks on net. Only 4 in the first period, and they've more than doubled that here in the second already. We're just halfway through the period, so much better period from the Nebraska Cornhuskers. It's only a matter of time before Georgia, who has been giving up a lot of turnovers in their own zone, it's only a matter of time before one of those finds the back of the net, and all Jaron Aiden has to do is keep playing his game. He's been fantastic so far.
Team's out from the media timeout and right back onto the ice, ready to go here. 9:26 to go in the second period. Just a 2-0 game here. Still a lot of game left to play, and still anybody's game, especially with how Nebraska's picked up momentum as this game's went on.
Shots in the total game are for Georgia 25-15. So, wow. But Nebraska out shooting the Bulldogs, the Ice Dogs in this period by 4.
Face-off, left side circle. Nebraska's offensive end. Chris Brown not able to win that one back against the Ice Dogs. Finding this one right up against the boards. Moved up and out now as Carter Penzien's got it. Penzien brings this one in. Shot from the high point. That one finding its way right back down behind the net. On the goal line, he's got this one. Moves it back to the blue line. Rips this one, far side, and that one finding its way out of the zone. A couple of players all over each other. And Nebraska brings in a cavalry of men. Now played left side circle, firing a shot. Sent away from that short side corner as this one finds its way squeaking out back into the circle. Now moving up and out. The Ice Dogs come as that one is just deflected away by a stick tap. Brought right back in now. Right side circle, waiting. That one got caught up. Not seen by Barber as it got mostly blocked by the shorts of a Georgia player. And back the other way comes with speed. And Nikita Zlatoposki played back inside of the boards. Now in the corner. Back as this one works to the right side circle. They walk with this one a bit. Zlatopolsky has this one, pass it right back down. Nebraska's able to send this one up to the blue line and out of the zone. 2-on-1 if they can get the speed going here. Entrance from the left side circle, entering in. Barber with the save, a rebound offered up, and too hot in right there with the Cornhuskers to take that one continuously. Now played right back down the ice. Coming up with this one and pushing it right back around is Jaron Aiden. Pushed onto the left side boards. Move back down. Working, it finds its way to the blue line and comes back the other way. Now played in. Moving in with this one is Dylan Ferguson, firing a shot. That one just bounces around the boards and finds its way into the Nebraska sticks. Brought back in, right side entrance here. Shot immediately fired. That one got blocked away, and that kills off the offensive zone chance for the Cornhuskers. Ice Dogs bring this one back in. Cornhuskers trying to bring it back out. Played back behind the goal line. It finds its way towards the corner, back past it, across the blue line, and down the ice. Going after this one inside of the circle are a few Cornhuskers as some go off for a change here. And this one gets played right towards the bench of Nebraska. 2-on-1 rush coming the other way now. Led forward by Drew Holcomb. Fires a shot up high and a great save by Jaron Aiden right towards the front of the net once again off of that rebound.
And he's having a fantastic game. Wonderful play in all 3 zones. Really doing a great job at setting the tone for this Georgia team. That veteran leadership has been very impressive in all 3 zones, I believe, as this is going to go down for an icing.
7:07 to go here, second period. 2-0 lead for Georgia, and a face-off inside of their offensive end.
Nebraska certainly turning up the temperature here in chiller north on Georgia, as they've been getting a lot of pressure on Emily Barber here in the second period, but she's answered the call every single time. Very, very impressive.
Play inside of the corner. Cornhuskers trying to cover this one. Play to the top of the slot. Rebound right in front. They try and go underneath, and if any movement would have been moved up on that puck, any elevation, that one would have been in the back of the net.
And guess who is at the start of all of that? Drew Holcomb from the point, and then right on the doorstep, number 14 for the Georgia Ice Dogs, Tanner Woodson, trying to bang that one home, the senior from Zimmerman, Minnesota. And like you said, Jaron Aiden stuck out that pad, but if he gets maybe 2 or 3 inches off of the ice, that finds the back of the net.
Right side circle, face-off in Georgia's offensive end now. Movement over and out of the zone as that one went through the legs of the defender at the blue line, and Daniel Herr caught up. This one finding its way to the goal line now. Brought in, working, left side circle area just on the outside near the slot. Back behind the net, trying to backhand her down here. Loose in front of the net. Oh, it finds its way out somehow, and they score! Jam in front of the net, and Stephen Bray has his fingerprints all over it. 3-0 Georgia lead. 6:24 to go here in the second period.
What a great opportunity. They're banging away. They get 2 or 3 opportunities in front of the net, and they're able to finally poke it past Jaron Aiden, who is sprawled and just a cluster of players on both ends in front of the net, and somehow, some way, that's poked to the back of the net, and Georgia takes a 3-0 lead.
Well, those dirty goals they're the hot ticket here at Nationals.
Yes.
Yeah, you got those goaltenders. They made their way here for specific reasons. And when you get that dirty play in front of the net, those jams where they don't have their comfortability inside of their office space, that's when those pucks can find their way through. We'll see if that one was put in by Santa Maria or if that one came up with by Stephen Bray.
I believe Santa Maria was the one who poked that in the back of the net, but we'll wait to see the call. Number 14, Tanner Woodson's going to get the goal.
This one played down the ice from Georgia. No icing call back here. 6:07 left to go in this second period. 3-0 lead for the Ice Dogs. Down the ice this one goes. Play here from the left side circle, a hot shot, and that one goes up and out of play.
So it's confirmed that the goal is scored by Tanner Woodson, the senior from Zimmerman, Minnesota. His second goal of the season, assisted by Caleb Santa Maria. Caleb getting his 12th of the season.
Face-off left side circle here for the Ice Dogs. 5:55 to go here in the second period. This one played back to the Cornhuskers side of things. As much momentum as they had in this period before that second goal, it's been washed now with a 2-goal second period. Now played here. Oh, and they just missed the net back there. A rebound still loose, trying to jam that one through. Looking to raise that one. A few stick elevations. It somehow squeaks its way back out to the blue line. And hats off to the Georgia defense on getting that one out to the blue line and finding its way out. That was Traffic City down there. And somehow stayed out of the net despite it looking like it was stapled to the back of the pipe.
Not sure how Emily Barber was able to keep that one out, but I think she had some help from her defense. Great opportunity there for Nebraska, and Georgia was able to smother that chances. Nebraska's starting to get a little desperate, down 3-0 here late in the second.
Kicked right back into the zone down there from Alexander Casebeer. This one fluttered up the ice as it finds its way onto Nikita Zlatoposki's stick. Brought it right back down and in from Austin Krusko. Now played this one right in front of the Georgia bench, finding its way down the ice. They'll go in after this one. Moving down, it goes into the corner. Cornhuskers find it, high slot area. Oh, and they just lose that one away. A 3-on-2 could develop here. They have enough speed. Moved in, left side, just the top of the left of the circle. This one moves its way on a shot into the right side corner. Now high point area, firing a shot up high, and they score! Knocked down right in front of the net by David Spielberger. 4-0 Georgia lead. 4.5 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, that play develops off that 3-on-2. A shot goes way wide in the corner, but they're able to get the rebound, bring it back up to the point. I believe the shot from the point coming off the stick of Turner Mosley, and a great deflection in front there by David Spielberger, the junior from Atlanta, Georgia. Spielberger getting his 16th of the season.
Well, Georgia has certainly upped the ante in this period. They were already dominating in that first period in terms of shots. They just need the goals to match. They took the pressure from Nebraska. We challenged them. We said they had something to prove. They're proving themselves against a very good Nebraska team.
And I think Nebraska is arguing that there was a high stick, but in my opinion, I didn't see much of that, because I think this goal is going to stand. There's no real way to review it or argue it, but I think the officials are going to have a discussion. But I mean, there was a point in this period where Nebraska was out shooting Georgia by at least double digits, and now we're tied dead even. I mean, Georgia has turned up the gas here in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. 2 goals in the last roughly 2 minutes. That's outstanding.
And the goals certainly help with that, as this one's played right back in. So Spielberger does officially come up with that goal mark as he tipped that one right back down. That's just smart awareness with the stick. Played right back behind the net. Spielberger now throwing a check down there. This one played inside of the corner. Georgia looking to escape it out of their own zone. Played back up. This one finding its way right back down. Taken here by Nebraska. Back on the goal line. They work on the backhand of the forehand and just pass that one forward. Jack Hansen going back in after this one. Ice Dogs escape it out of the zone. Finding its way across the left side blue line. Inside of the circle. That one jumps up into the air. Back behind. Played by a high stick. And doesn't matter as that one is held onto from Jaron Aiden. 3:48 to go here. Second period, 4-0. Georgia leads it.
And at the conclusion of this second period, I'll be going down to ice level to to chat with the University of Nebraska Cornhusker coach. We'll see who we can pull away for a brief moment and go over some key points, including, you know, what was their message to the team coming out of that first period, and what do they have to do to come back here in the third as they find themselves down 4-0 here in the second period.
Played back, Nebraska's got this one. They've had their opportunities. They've had their chances, and they've had a lot of very good opportunities. In fact, it seems like a few goals had been very close to the goal line and rebound city, but none of them were able to be put away. And obviously, when you don't convert on those is when you get buried the other way, it seems like.
It's been a combination of Emily Barber and that great defense.
Oh, wow. Wheeling and dealing down there was Carter Benzine. He was looking to staple that one in the corner. Instead, stapled that one corner net up high and out of play.
Yeah, again, you wonder how many of these pucks would actually go out of net if the glass was normal, because in the other rink, the glass is totally fine.
Yeah.
It just seems it's short all over. Very strange.
Played back left side circle as this one is still inside of the offensive end for the Ice Dogs. Taken back, moved off of the linesman's skate, and this one finds its way out of the zone. Nebraska having it now. Nebraska moves this one up, finding its way right back down, and it goes back behind the net. Inside of the corner, this one gone after. Played by Georgia now. They move this one up. Penzine getting this one, moving up on catching that pass while on the move, and he sends that one up and out of play.
Great block there off the leg of Hunter Hurt. Hopefully that one didn't hurt, but great job on one of the most premier goal scorers in the country who's been kept relatively silent. Speaking of kept relatively silent, Jordan Hank and Evan Johnson, we talked about those two guys in the pregame. I mean, they've been around the puck briefly in transition, but I mean, trying to find the back of the net, they've been relatively silent.
Played back face-off win here by Nebraska inside of their defensive end. They move the other way. This one just dumped back into the corner behind the goal line. Played back inside of that corner on the far side. High slot area. Moved back to the blue line. Shot on net. Rebound. Firing a shot, and they score!
There he is.
Jordan Hank's 33rd of the season. First of the night for the Cornhuskers, and it's a 4-1 game under 3 to go here in the second period. The Husker flag flies here at Chillers.
And what a great play there. A shot from the point by a Cornhusker, and then finding sitting there backdoor a wide open goal. Nothing that Emily Barber could do about it. And Jordan Hank bangs it backdoor. The freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska. He gets his team second leading, 33rd of the season, and the leading point getter on this team is 85th point of the season for Jordan Hank, and they cut this lead to 3-1.
Those boys know how to put it in the back of the net. That was a nice job done down there from Nebraska. They completely covered up Emily Barber. She had no opportunity down there. The puck went from the left side where she was to a traffic-free right side. All that Hank had to do was put anything on that. Now played back behind the net. They're playing with house money as they shoot this one up and out of play off of the leg of Caleb Santamaria.
So Jordan Hank, gets his goal, and the assist going to Alexander Casebeer, the assistant captain, number 25. He gets his 8th assist of the season.
Face-off left circle for the offensive Cornhuskers now, and that face-off too hot as this one finds way back into the neutral zone. Now played up. Moving this one down the ice, just goes off of the skate of a Ice Dog and finds its way back behind the net of Emily Barber. Now playing with this one, finding its way back and back behind the net, that is, as this one's moved up by the Ice Dogs now, and the stick of Tanner Woodson finding its way to the blue line, found right back against those boards. Now back in the neutral zone. This one moved up the ice. Huskers, just moved this one right back behind the net, and a slow approach here from Drew Holcomb. Holcomb now picks on the afterburners, moves this one to center ice, and gets dumped right back inside of the corner. $1:40 to go here, second period. Played back inside of the corner. Ice Dogs moving this one through the circles and delivered that one right to the stick of a Cornhusker player, and Jack Hansen. Moving this one back in is Alex Robb. Going after this one behind the net. Off of the net, they play this one in the Ice Dogs. And a chip up ice finds its way out of the stick of Carter Penzine. Left side circle, firing a shot. Still loose as that one is finally covered up by Jaron Aiden. With $1:16 to go in the second period. 4-1 game in favor of the Ice Dogs. Left side circle face-off coming up here. Side of the offensive end of Georgia. Puck dropped, and this one finds its way back onto the goal line as the Cornhuskers win it. Trying to just tip that one forward. No such luck for Derek Burke. Cornhuskers relieve this one right back inside of their defensive end. Turned over and brought in on an offsides. 1:04 to go here, second period. Face-off just outside of Georgia's offensive end. Brought back in, Nebraska wins this face-off. Not able to get that one cleanly up to Derek Burke as we're in the final minute of this period. Nice holding down there from Burke. He's still trying to go in after this one, but those defensive players decide to just backtrack now. This one played back inside of the corner to the circle and finding its way right back in. Hard shot, jumping around right back behind the net. 42 seconds left to go here. Long delayed offsides, and finally Georgia gets on the right side of the blue line. Brought back in now as this one's behind the net. Going after this one back there. Played inside of the corner. Moved up ice off of the bench. Finding its way right back to the center ice logo. Brought in once again. Nebraska goes in after this one. Brought back to the neutral zone. Georgia dumps that one back in. 20 seconds to go here in this period. 4-1 lead for the Ice Dogs. And this one nearly intercepted by him as the Cornhuskers keep going up ice. Moving this one across the red line. Final 10 seconds to go here. Dumped right back in. Emily Barber just elbows that one right away. Finding its way right back behind the net. Ice Dogs move this one up, and that will do it for 40 minutes of play here. From Schiller North, Rink B, 4-1 lead in favor of the Ice Dogs. A dominant period from them right there after being outshot. Come up with 3 goals and tie up this Nebraska shot total in the period. Find themselves coming up with a goal themselves to the Cornhuskers, but still a 4-1 lead for the Georgia Ice Dogs. Tyler Marcotte will be standing right there along the edge post, and he'll be talking with one of the coaches of Georgia. And we have him now.
What I was just preaching to him about.
Started that second period, getting back in the shots. You were leading the Bulldogs in shots. How were you impressed with your team's performance at the first part of that second period and then that trail off later in the second period?
Well, this team has a history this year of never quitting, and they're not going to quit on me. And they're shooting, but a lot of those pucks are missing the net, and that's frustrating them right now. They have the open looks, they're taking the shot, and they're missing the net. I just told them on the bench, I said, settle down, it's going to go in, just keep playing our game, and they'll battle back, and they'll keep shooting, and I'll be happy with it.
Certainly must be reassuring to see Jordan Hank find the back of the net at the end of the second period. How has he been for your team? Him and Evan Johnson, both those guys freshmen, what have they meant to your guys' program this season?
Well, we graduated 6 of our top scorers last season, and we did not know what to expect coming into this season. And we found out that they're originally Lincoln kids, and they went off, played juniors, and it was time for them to come back home. And once we got them back there, it was obvious they got some special chemistry going on between them, and they worked the puck really well. And all of a sudden, that fear of losing the 6 scorers went out the window. They carried the team. I'm pretty proud of those 2.
Coach, you're down 4-1. Good luck here in the third period, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Well, as you heard down there from Nebraska's coach, these guys aren't giving up. And you know what? You come into nationals, everyone has the same record. No matter how you got there, what your seed is, everyone's got to play the same amount of games. Everyone's got to play the same kind of competition. How are you going to perform? Nebraska started off that period electric with the amount of shots like Tyler and I were talking about earlier on in that second period of the broadcast. They were out shooting this Georgia team by double digits just for that period. Could not find one to go across the crease, though, and eventually by the time they got one across, the score had inflated to 4-0. A 4-1 game after 40 minutes of play. And a final 20 minutes that if Nebraska can keep up, they can crawl their way back into this game. 4-1 seems like a lot, but 4-1 is not out of play. That will do it for us for 40 minutes of play here from Schiller North. And we will rejoin you for the start of period number 3. 4-1 in favor of the Ice Dogs. is that static? Third period action just about to get underway here from Chiller North B Rink. Number 2 Georgia up 4-1 over number 3 Nebraska here for Pool C action. Farmingdale State, the number 1 team, against number 4 Oakland, coming up at the 5:30 hour for you. A dandy of a game and plenty of fun still to come here tonight from Chiller North. If you are within the greater Columbus area, come on down. A great day of action still ahead and so much fun to come for these next few days.
So many more games there. You know, like you said, Farmingdale State and Oakland, that's going to be a beautiful game to watch. I'm personally excited for that. And then you got Air Force, Georgia Tech going on the other ice. Lots of fun left here remaining in pool play day 1.
This one brought back in for Georgia. They're looking to secure their 4-1 lead and make their case to be a 1-0 team heading into the second day of nationals. That's never a bad position to be in. This one played back the other way as it's brought in now for the Cornhuskers. Working that one down with Eric Mears. Now played inside of the corner in Georgia's defensive end. They work with this one. Played back down the ice. Working this one through the circles. Cornhuskers can't hold that one in, and Georgia keeps this one going forward now. On the stick of Caleb Santamaria. Brought back down, played back to the blue line, and back the other way, across the red line, now across the blue line. Cornhuskers had it and immediately lost it as they entered the zone. Georgia keeps this one going forward and just give that one away on a blind backhand pass. Same thing done down there for Nebraska, and Georgia takes it right back.
Yeah, some feeling out process here in the third period. Both teams know that they need to get on the board. Nebraska, I think the desperation's starting to set in.
Played back now as this one's played by Georgia. Right side shot, and that one held on to from Jaron Aiden. Last goal in this game so far, of course, scored by the Nebraska Cornhuskers, so they can have that little wave of momentum. They just got to keep doing what they are doing in the middle part of that period, in that second period.
Yeah, and Jaron Aiden's played fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, he's really doing a great job of keeping the puck out of the net. He's faced 35 shots here today and has only given up 4. Not too bad save percentage.
You just need an offense to help you out back there, and this is a lot closer game. Otherwise, without him in that net, well, this game would have been over by the first period. Little check down there from Georgia as Nebraska goes back behind the net to try and take this one. Working right in front of the Georgia bench. A little bit of a hit down there. Played through the logo as this one's finding its way right in front of our broadcast position from the Cornhuskers. Georgia looking to move that one up and out. Broken stick down there, and now we'll have to try some cross-checking action back the other way without a stick. Completely broken, blade off, and this one's played back behind the bench of Jaron Aiden. Out to the blue line, finds its way out of the zone, and Georgia will reset back in their defensive end. 2 minutes deep into this third period of play, as this one will go down for an icing.
Well, we talked at the beginning of the game about these teams and their goals against and goals for average per game. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, when giving up 5 or less goals as they are today, their record is 30-2. So an unprecedented struggle to find the back of the net for the Cornhuskers. They're doing their job on defense. It's time for the offense to step it up. So this today, if the result stays the same, would only be their 3rd loss all season when giving up 5 or fewer goals.
And that's
incredible.
So terrible when that 3rd loss comes at the national tournament. Yep. You had a phenomenal regular season playing in a good Maca. That's just tough. This one played over left side circle. Georgia's got it, fires a shot. That one goes off of the side of the net. Played through in the right side circle now as this one goes inside of the corner. Played back behind Georgia. Great movement. Oh, a wonderful block down there as this one's played back behind the net. Now inside of the corner. They move this one up to the blue line. Faking the shot down there. Moving this one back up. A little bit of a check thrown right down there. And now Nebraska have a 2-on-1 coming the other way. Entering in from the right side. Moving through the circle. Firing a shot. Oh, and they missed the net down there. No save needed from Barber. This one played mid-slot area, and again the defense steps up and takes that one away.
A missed opportunity there for the Cornhuskers. A good chance on a 2-on-1, and you don't even hit the net. That's unacceptable if you're head coach Tim Miller for Larry Taylor, for the Cornhuskers.
This one played out of the zone. Moving into with it is now Georgia as they work in their offensive end. Weird redirect as that one hit off of a leg. Goes inside of the corner now. Nebraska tries to take it. This one sent end to end there from a Georgia shot that completely missed the net. Out of the zone coming to a streaking man. Entering in from the right side alone to the front of the net. He falls down and gets checked off of that puck. Hard into the boards down there, and he's slow to get up from behind there. A play that unfolded very oddly down there.
It was a broken play, and on the puck on the stick of Alex Robb, and I don't know if he fell or was pushed down. It seemed clean in my opinion, but fortunately he's up and skating and not seriously injured. But the Bulldogs come by for another shot.
Meanwhile, over at the other rink, 3-3 going into overtime. New Mexico and Central Florida.
That's awesome.
Those are some long trips for both those teams. And, you know, New Mexico, one of the hardest road schedules of the entire ACHA this year. They got to take the plane out here, and on top of that, they didn't have to play for about a month. Central Florida, the long bus trip up here, tough through regionals. That's a heck of a game and a heck of a matchup. That's going to be a heartbreaker for whatever team loses that. Not just in the fact that you start off day one, but in such an emotional game like that.
And the Lobos in there, one of the other teams making their first national tournament appearance. But you know, I gave you the numbers for Nebraska when they give up 5 or less goals. But on contrast for Georgia, when scoring 6 or less goals, 4, 5, and 1. So both of these teams on the opposite end of what the stats would say would happen here today. So an interesting game, certainly not one we anticipated.
Well, Emily Barber looks incredibly uncomfortable as she comes up with the save, but makes the save regardless. 15:08 to go.
Fantastic. I've been blown away by the play, her play in net. She's made a lot of really good saves. I've been even more blown away by her defense, blocking shots, cutting away, making this a not easy endeavor for this Nebraska offense. They have been superb. Front to back, this Georgia team has impressed me thoroughly.
Well, you mentioned the stat earlier, Tyler, and you know, that's one of the things about playoffs. And not just playoffs, but national tournaments, a whole different season of playoffs as well. Sometimes those things that were norms or motifs of your team during the entire course of the season, you can change your entire identity just by being in the national tournament. Because you got to remember, we have regional stereotypes, of course. The South is speedy and this and that, but they hold true for a purpose. They're there for a reason. And that's why a team can completely reinvent itself when it comes to nationals, because who are you going to be when you go against teams who are completely different from your style of hockey? This one played back in now. Georgia having this one, passing it right back down. Nebraska takes advantage of it. 1-on-2 here. Sent way away from the puck down there is Patrick Lowe, as he has it right back behind the net. Tries a wraparound down there and misses the net with that shot. Now firing one. It's up in the air, hitting that one with the shoulder. Moving it down. Played in front of the Georgia bench. A backhander and a great one down there as they work with this one left side circle. Now playing this one. Up, falling down goes the man, and they play this one to the blue line. Holding it in is Nebraska as they try and push it the other way. Now back behind the net. Here we go. Wraparound attempt right in front. Still loose now and gets pushed the other way. Now moving with it as this one's loose inside of the circle. Down with it is Zach Flash. Flash back behind the net. He gets a little bit of a shoulder to the throat. And Nebraska comes out of the zone with it on a 2-on-2. Moving this one right in front of the Georgia bench. Back behind the net. They work with this one coming out of the zone. Movement here from Alexander Carey. He's got a goal in today's game. This one played the other way. Carey with the game-winning goal at this point. Nebraska will look to change that as they fire one on net. Still loose in front and taken away by Georgia. Move back in. Georgia, they're rushed the other way on a 2-on-3. They go in for a jump and change, a wholesale change minus the one-man rover back there. Now played as a man falls down. Oh, this one taken right back away by the Ice Dogs that goes off of the near side boards. Out of the zone, this one comes across the red line. Entering into the blue line, taking this one now as a couple of players are held up. Shot on net through the 5-hole, and once again, those strong pillows able to close and make the save.
Yeah, the quick legs of Emily Barber is able to trap that puck underneath. Right there, it's her right pad. And a good opportunity, a good rush there for the Cornhuskers. Alex Robb bringing it in, the sophomore from Duluth, Minnesota, but he's unable to find the back of the net.
Face-off left side circle. Shot that just got blocked away immediately. Now played in front of the Georgia bench. They take it, get it out to the blue line. Play down, right side circle, now to the slot. Oh, and a great defensive job done right down there from Austin Krusko as this one goes up and out of play. Krusko might have just saved a beautiful shot down there. Got his stick in the way and had the leg down ready to block that whatever means necessary.
Fantastic individual effort. This defense for Georgia has been very impressive. Again, all 3 zones, offensively, defensively, and in the net. They've been terrific.
Center ice face-off here. It finds its way right back in front of the Nebraska bench. Cornhuskers have this one. They play it off of the near side boards. Just avoiding a huge check down there was Hunter Hurd. And he's going after this one once again as he waits in the neutral zone. Taken back the other way by Georgia's Turner Mosley. Just a little dump in right back here. Finds its way inside of the corner. Moving this one up and around to the right side circle. Brought back down, low slot area. Georgia player going after it, just tipped away from Jaron Aiden. Feet up ice, and here we go. Getting that man over in the centering area. Big rebound down there, and Emily Barber just sends that one away. A nice job done from her as she stepped up and took that one in her own faith. Played back down the ice the other way. Not able to come up with that one and catch it was Nebraska's Childers, and that'll go down for an icing with 12:59 to go here, third period.
And a tremendous rush there from Nebraska. They're really starting. They're starting the same way they started the second. We see how that went for them as they gave up 3 unanswered. But getting those shots, getting those opportunities, trying to find the back of the net, and they've been unable to solve for the most part the puzzle that is Emily Barber in this Georgia defense.
Well, few have been able to this year with a 818 save percentage and 11-2 record. More importantly than anything. This one played back up the ice. Nebraska takes it, leaves it back there. That was just a lazy play as Georgia sends it right back in. Now Nebraska will have a chance to move this one up the ice. At the blue line, they take it. Entrance in, mid-slot area outside in the left side circle. Back inside of the corner. Oh my goodness, a man thrown into the boards down there. And a huge check against Evan Johnson. Played top of the right side circle. A block down there. Finds his way out of the zone. Again, a lazy backhand down there. Zach Flash going after this one now to the goal line. Flash takes this one as he takes a check against the boards. Back to the blue line. Oh, and that one just gets sent back the other way now. Nebraska entering in from the blue line. Working this one played back inside of the circle off the mid-glass and taken back in neutral ice. Just a flutter puck inside of the defensive end now. Taken, intercepted here, mid-slot area, working to the right side circle, backhander. Oh, and nearly an opportunity down there as Barber was out of position. A humongous check thrown down there from Chris Brown as his man just now gets up. A foot race down the net. Jaron Aiden right in front. Oh, and a just missed opportunity. Aiden ready to make the save down there, but Austin Krusko sent it to the high heavens. Played right in front of the net. Played back down. Krusko nearly has another opportunity. Passes it off. Fires a shot. A save down there from Aiden. Now right side circle, firing a shot. Rebound in front of the net. Sent back out to the blue line. Another shot fired, and a glove save made from Jaron Aiden. Give him a Gatorade bath after this game. Nebraska currently in a position that they will still lose this one, but he has been out of his mind.
Is this 3-on-3? 2 tremendous chances from both teams. You go down one ice. I don't even think Aaron Phillips was paying attention, and a puck squirted right past him to a Nebraska Cornhusker forward. Had a breakaway, and Emily Barber was able to kick it aside. Then Georgia comes back to the other end. They've got 4 consecutive shots. I mean, Jaron Aiden, what can you say about him? He's been fantastic. It's disappointing that his team right now is trailing by 3 goals because he has done everything he possibly can to keep this team in it. So the puck is sent up and over the glass, but I mean, he's been fantastic. He's answered a majority of the calls, and he's made
36 saves tonight.
And he's been fantastic, really fantastic.
He's had to be pretty much the defender out there for this team.
A lot of turnovers.
That's the advantage for Emily Barber. She's played great today, but she has not been her only defense. There's another saves made right there from Jaron Aiden.
That's a great point.
11:05 to go here, third period. 4-1 lead for the Ice Dogs.
It's like he's winning. It's like he's playing well in spite of his defense.
You're right there. Left circle, shot immediately fired from the Ice Dogs. Nebraska keeps it going forward, but they can't move that one past the red line. Brought back, this one jumping up into the air. Nebraska's got it now. And this one's shot right back down to the goal line. Now played back behind the net. Looking to move it up the ice. Able to do just that. Out to the red line. Another shot right there. As that was more just a dump and change. Taken here by Nebraska. Moved up the ice, not able to be grabbed. Those cross-ice passes have not worked at all today.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
TJ Herr almost slipped the puck past his own goaltender. That would have been a huge mistake.
This one got caught in the paraphernalia of a Georgia player. Immediately gets sent down out of the ice. Nebraska getting aggressive out there now as another player sent back down. Left side circle, back to the top of the circle. Nobody there to take that one, and the Ice Dogs have a lot of people to work with now. This one on net will be just covered up by Jaron Aiden. 10-12 to go here, third period. 4-1 lead for the Ice Dogs.
Shots are still in favor of Georgia. They've got 8 this period. and the Nebraska Cornhuskers have 6. Just a really great game from both of these teams defensively in the net. I think Nebraska has struggled to save Jaron Aiden from a plethora of rubber, but Georgia has been fantastic. I mean, really, I'm very impressed with their play here today. They are going to give Farmingdale and Oakland some trouble in the games to follow this week, and both of these teams are going to be playing in this game after the conclusion of this one.
I'm excited to see that Farmingdale-Oakland game as this one goes down for an icing.
It'll be very exciting. Lou Gamlin and Marcus Grosnick will be on the call for that one. What a pool this is.
Lou Gamlin, a popular guy with those Oakland fans too, picking them to win the national championship.
Certainly
and
is.
Calling them through the regional tournament as well.
Well, that's an interesting matchup because it's the defensive shutdown, amazing goaltending of Farmingdale State against high-powered offense of Oakland University. Very interesting.
Mainly only offense down there. This one played back. Nebraska moves this one. Having this one across the red line, dumping it right back down. Back behind the net of Emily Barber now. Next stoppage in play should be a media timeout here as this one's played to the blue line. Shot that just finds its way right back behind the net. Now along on the left side boards, this one being moved around. Remember, there can be ties in these games as well, so we mentioned that overtime game on the other rink. A tie has humongous implications going forward, and especially in a tough pool like that one with Central Florida and New Mexico. That's Pool B. This one goes up and out of play.
Michigan State as well.
Yep.
Both of those teams desperately wanting to get that extra point, as Michigan State is going to be a tough out on that pool.
Oh, yeah.
We got a media timeout now here with 9:09 remaining here in the third period.
Quinnipiac has quite a task ahead in the late game here tonight. Michigan State versus Quinnipiac. I believe that's the 8 o'clock game.
I think that's an interesting game for Michigan State, especially they're coming off a little frustrated losing in their conference tournament finals to Central Michigan in a game that they felt like they dominated the pace of play, outshooting the Chippewas by twice as many shots. But so that should be an interesting pool. But Oakland University certainly coming in here, they feel like they have something to prove as a 4 seed, having to fight their way through regionals. We saw them decimate an Indiana team over in Grand Rapids and really take down Indiana Tech. But Farmingdale State, they've been one of the best teams all season, only 1 loss on the year. They've been just fantastic, 22-1, and both of these teams, Georgia and Nebraska, have really earned their spots here. Georgia for the 2nd year in a row, that 2 seed, and Nebraska finding their way to the national tournament once again.
Looks like that veteran experience really paying off for Georgia here today.
Oh, certainly.
That 4-1 lead for them now, and 9 minutes left to go in this first game for them. The first game, they didn't fare as well last year. They were in this rink a lot, and you know what? They've expelled the Demons of Past so far. They still have a lot of tough competition ahead, and you know they'll get a good battle tomorrow against Oakland, especially depending on what we can see from Oakland against Farmingdale State. I mean, like we talked about, the big thing against Oakland is that they do not have the goaltender play that Farmingdale State does. Now, granted, few do, as this one's blocked a shot away. Back inside of the left side circle, and Georgia will move this one down the other way. Georgia, cross the blue line. Right side circle, stand-up save made right there from Jared Aiden. This one's moved. Oh, my goodness, a massive check laid down there. What a crush from Caleb Santamaria. And he's going to go right off the ice with that one. I'm sure he'll get a few pats on the back, a high five even as he gets off the bench. What a check.
And he attests to the Georgia experience.
Whoa.
As a stick goes flying in the air.
I thought the Olympics were a few weeks ago. Javelin throw.
Georgia, 3 juniors and a senior scoring there for them. So certainly that experience helping them out is a no call. Down the ice goes an ice dog. And
how many penalties
I was just going to say, there has not been a high number of penalties here in this game. The power play special teams has not been at an all-time high.
1 for each team, if I'm not mistaken, as this one somehow finds its way right elbow to left glove. Yeah, the officials, as the fans back home like to say, are letting them play tonight.
Yeah, certainly.
That can have positive or negative implications.
I will say they've called it relatively even.
Yes.
Like we've seen both plays on both teams that have been questionably uncalled. But if you're going to let them play, if you're going to do them one way or another, another, at least make it even, and I think they certainly have done that. So I think these players are a little happy they've let them get a little rough and rowdy.
It hasn't been dirty by any means either.
No, certainly not.
So it's been a good game to let them play.
It's been a great game.
Absolutely. This one played back out to the neutral zone, just tipped forward the other way. Georgia trying to get around the man down there, but some stingy defense played from Eric Mayers.
How fantastic has he been today?
Mayers
Absolutely
has been dominant. Ooh, a little bit of a slash down there, and we are going to get a call right here, so ask and you shall receive. 7:32 to go here, third period, 4-1. So our score in Nebraska will be going to the power play for the first time in, if I'm not mistaken, a period and a half or 2 periods.
How good has Alex Carey, the captain for the Georgia Ice Dogs, been? The senior
game-winning goal.
Lawrenceville, Georgia. You said it right now. He's got the game-winning goal, but he's been fantastic in all 3 areas, forcing a lot of turnovers in the offensive zone. The forecheck defense, he's been back-checking. He's got his goal is a beautiful snipe on the short side, right past the blocker of Jaron Aiden, and they've been so good so far today. And the captain is leading his team to what would seem like a first-round victory here against Nebraska.
And you know, he's the shortest skater on the team at 5'9". He certainly has not shown that in any way here tonight.
He skates hard.
He does.
You love to see that. You need that from your leader. Hard playing from the time the puck drops to the time that final horn sounds.
Nebraska moves this one in across the blue line now. Couple of checks thrown right down there as this one escapes out of the blue line. Back the other way as Chris Brown goes after it after Jordan Hank had been checked down. Ooh, hit right onto the stick of a Georgia player, and Dylan Ferguson just dumps that one right down. Back behind the net now, Ben Raymond setting things up. Four horsemen rush out of the zone here for Nebraska, as that one's played up by Jordan Hank. He takes a check against the official down there. This one played right in front of Georgia's bench, and they dump it down all the way the length of the ice. About a minute to go here on the power play for Nebraska. Nebraska moving this one from the right side circle. Up the ice, they chip it to themselves. Just getting past 1 man and 2. This one brought to the zone now and then chipped right back out.
Wow.
With a nice effort down there from Christopher Santamaria to send it the rest of the way.
Those brothers have been fantastic. Both of them have been very physical on the boards and bodying up the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And right there, Santamaria diving to knock that puck back into the Cornhusker defensive territory.
35 seconds to go here in the Cornhusker power play. It finds its way back out to the blue line. Shot here right on net, and a good save there from Emily Barber with the gut. 6:01 to go here, third period, and just about closing time here for Georgia, up by 3 goals.
And that power play number again, Nebraska, 22.9%, and Georgia has got a doughty 73% penalty kill, but they have been fantastic in their own zone so far here today. Even on even strength, they've been very good, as here comes one of the stars from today, Drew Holcomb.
Drew Holcomb getting around a man, finding his way into the corner, just killing time right here as his team slowly moves in, playing with house money being in the offensive end on your own penalty kill. Surrounded by 3 Cornhuskers. Holcomb still working on this one. Now Nebraska moves this one out of the zone. And down on the ice is Holcomb now. Played back the other way. As that goes the power play, and right as soon as that man comes out of the box, the officials blow this one dead. Writhing in pain down there. Looks like he's grabbing the left hand is Drew Holcomb.
Yeah, I didn't really see what happened over. It was a little behind the play. And the guy who has really set the tone today for the Georgia Ice Dogs, and you hate to see a guy like him down on the ice. He's been fantastic all day, as the trainer is being led over to the Georgia Ice Dogs.
Trainer out on the ice to check out Drew Holcomb right now. You said he's been dynamic player here tonight, offensively, defensively. A guy who had 12 points coming into the playoffs and 2 points here tonight, a goal and an assist. The first goal of the night. A huge game for Drew Holcomb. We hope to see him get up. He is up on his own strength right now, surrounded by players and a player from the Cornhuskers right now as well.
Seems to be just a stinger. Hopefully he's okay. This Georgia team needs him to be playing at a high level like he has been today. Excellent game from Drew. He's done a fantastic job as he'll go rest up on the bench, but a goal and an assist started the scoring off with 4:15 remaining in the first period. And he got an assist on the game-winning goal from Alex Carey early in the second. So he's been a key piece of this team offensively and defensively, and the senior leadership coming from last year's team, certainly hope that he'll be okay for the remainder of the tournament.
Yeah, and if I'm assistant coach Eric Linkowski, you know what, I'm pulling him for the rest of the game. 5.5 left. This game's pretty much over at this point with a 3-goal lead. You don't need any one of your guys like that in that position to be getting any kind of injury for a big game tomorrow against Oakland.
Certainly not.
This one goes up and out of play. 4-1 our score with 5:20 to go. Face off inside. Able to move this one just out of the zone now.
If I'm Nebraska, still some time left on that clock. You've got the opportunity to put the puck in the back of the net at once in the second period. They have the last goal in the game, and they've got to find a way to get one in the back of the net quick, or else that clock is going to go quicker and quicker for them.
Oh, man, look at the speed here from Alex Carey. Takes this one, puts it in front.
Wow.
Oh, and a great save, and it stays out of the net.
Oh, my goodness.
The best save of the night from Jaron Aiden. He went post to post and coast to coast, and he made that save on Alex Carey's pass to Alex Smith. What a save.
What a fantastic, and like you said, takes it away from the defenseman, like taking candy from a baby, and then puts it right in front for Flash, and can't believe he was unable to find the back of the net as that was put in his lap on a platter.
Yeah. Played back blue line now. That one got knocked out at point of contact. Now working on a backhand forehand. Not able to turn and fire that one. Moved up the ice across the blue line. Just down the ice. This one goes now. Xander across the blue line. Right side circle. Shot on net. Barber with the rebound. This one taken away once again by Alex Carey, and he'll lead the rush the other way. Carey brings this one across the blue line. Now fires a high shot, and that one just gets shouldered out of play by Jaron Aiden. 4:41 to go here. Third period. 4-1 lead for the Ice Dogs.
Pretty even third period here. Georgia's gotten some spurts of offense that have resulted in a number of shots that will go in their favor, but Nebraska's got to find a way to get some quality chance. I don't think they've gotten one scoring opportunity on Emily Barber yet this period. Georgia has got a number.
Immediately off of that face-off win, a shot on net, a second one right there, and Aiden comes up with a save once again. Well, more importantly than anything, if this game is over for Nebraska with 3 goals and 4.5 minutes possibly being out of the question, you got to get something, because that goal differential is where it comes into contestant. If you can't win all the games, then you have to think about every single tiebreaker kind of thing. Of course, you know, everybody's either got a 1-0 or an 0-1 record after day one, barring any kind of ties, but you got to just think about worst-case scenario after that day one loss.
And that's why you got to play hard from the start to the finish, even in these games. And a loss is certainly not the desired result, but you got to be thinking about that goal differential.
This shot way from the blue line on Nikita Zlatoposki's opportunity. Playing this one, hard shot here. That one got deflected away by Jaron Aiden's pads, and this one moved up ice the other way. Just bouncing off the stick down there. Under 4 minutes to go as this one goes inside of the corner. Tripped up down there. This one's still loose underneath the player. Georgia takes it, and they just chip it up. Now moved as this one finds its way across center ice, down the ice, and back in after this one behind the net. The Cornhuskers looking to move out of the zone. Touched up down there. This one goes inside of the corner and down for icing, which we have not seen in some time. Now, 3.5 minutes to go here, third period. 4-1 lead for the Ice Dogs.
It's been reassuring, though, to see in this third period that there haven't been a lot of mistakes. These teams are trying to cut down, bear down. They were showing the best hockey from both of these teams in this period, and the goaltenders standing on their heads as both of them have failed to give up a goal here in this third period.
Played on the near side boards now. Moving this one down, finding its way inside of the corner. Georgia moving with this one, firing a shot, and they score! Top shelf goes Christopher Santa Maria and gets that one top corner. 5-1 lead for the Bulldogs. 3:24 to go here, third period. A great pass, and what a hot shot down there from Chris Santa Maria.
And it's his 32nd of the season for his 58th point. Christopher Santa Maria, what a rocket, a great release there in the high slot. And that one went right over the shoulder of Jaron Aiden. Not much he could do there, but a beautiful goal there from Georgia. as they take a commanding 5-1 lead here just at the tail end, and I think that'll pretty much be the frosting on the cake of this round 1 victory.
Santa Maria with the lead goal down there, working back in their offensive end now. Played back behind the net, moving with this one inside of the corner, back on the goal line. Working it forward, they play it right back behind the net now. On the goal line, man cross-checked right back down there, taken, and just trying to staple that one as that one goes up high and out of play. Looked like Carter Penzine was just trying to get that one as hard through the net as he could and missed the net completely.
Caleb Santa Maria gets, Chris Santa Maria gets credit for the goal, and the assist going to Caleb, his brother, and number 14, Tanner Woodson. So a 5-1 lead here with just under 3 minutes here in the period.
Played back inside of the corner. The Huskers having this one back inside of their defensive end. And they move this one forward across the red line. 2-on-2 entering in now with the third man streaking through. Shot deflected away right there and back the other way now go the Bulldogs. Georgia crossing the blue line. Moving across inside of the circle from the goal line, back behind the net. Now back, moving this one to the blue line, turning and moving up ice. Backhander scooped up by Jaron Aiden.
And that's Drew Holcomb back on the ice. Good to see him back and getting into the action as he was taken to the bench in a scary incident. But good to see that he's back to himself, getting back into the offensive ways. And Georgia just dominating here in this opening game against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And certainly not an easy opponent, and they have made it look easy here today at Schiller North in Columbus, Ohio.
Right about that one. This one played across the red line now. Nebraska looks to enter into the zone. No luck down there as this one's played right in front of the Nebraska bench once again. Now taken by the Ice Dogs. They move across the blue line. 2 minutes to go here in this third period. Played down. And moving this one the other way across the red line. Nebraska comes in now. Looked like a delayed offsides. Barber takes that one. Staple across the corner. Now moving. Right side circle. That one just deflected at the point of contact. And down the ice it'll go. $1:45 to go here in the third period. 5-1 lead for the Ice Dogs. A great start to their Nationals. And a dominant victory over a very good Nebraska team. This one played inside of the corner. Loose right at the goal line, back inside of the far side corner it goes. Moving this one back behind the net. Stapled back there as Nebraska takes this one away. Moves it up to the blue line and out of the zone. Nebraska takes it and just decides to ice that one. 1:15 to go here in this third period. Taken now by Chris Santa Maria. Down, this one finds its way across the circles and down the ice onto Daniel Hairstick. Her just avoids a check down there. Inside of the corner it goes. Back in for Tanner Woodson to take. Woodson from the corner, moved up. Left side circle, that one gets blocked away. Another shot, that one misses the net. Inside of the corner it goes now. Under a minute left to go here between these two teams. Having this one played down inside of the circles. Nebraska having no luck moving this one around down there. Now played left side circle. Inside of the circle, this one goes in the corner. Digging this one out, taken back by the Ice Dogs now. They move across the blue line and back across center ice. Entrance into the zone, a 3-on-3 developing here. Left side circle, Stickliff gets that puck momentarily deflected away. Now played through the circle, firing a shot, deflected away in front, and the Cornhuskers are able to make this one. 18 seconds left to go here. Nebraska moves it in. And this one gets taken right back away, as going the other way with it for a moment was Georgia. 8 seconds to go here, and the Cornhuskers will just take this one back in their defensive end. Georgia fans count it down, and they start off their 2018 national tournament at a 1-0 record. A great victory over Nebraska by a score of 5-1. What performances that we saw here tonight. Emily Barber, an outstanding one-goal game here in her debut in the ACHA D3 National Tournament. That's a freshman. She's looking like she's been a veteran of this national tournament before as well. A lot of great goal scores in today's game. Chris Santa Maria, Drew Holcomb, and the whole lot of them made this for what looked like an easy game against a very tough Nebraska team. And the Georgia fans who were here last year and saw the dismal play of Georgia as a 1-2 team last year after being a number 2 seed, look to start 1-0 and look against Oakland. Oakland to go 2-0 tomorrow. Great victory for these Georgia Bulldogs here. We challenged them before this game started, said they had a lot to prove, and they certainly made a statement here tonight with a 5-1 victory. Of course, nothing over for Nebraska just yet, as well as a 5-1 loss. They'll have some work to do, but it's not impossible to move on to that next one, of course. Shortly, Tyler Markow will be standing by with game-winning goaltender Emily Barber, just a freshman, and she's getting all the love from her teammates down there. She is a man among boys, as they would say, and she's just about ready to talk to Tyler now. Tyler's got her standing by now.
All right, Emily, so you guys are in the win here today for your team. How does it feel to be 1-0 going into day 2?
Absolutely amazing. I mean, we worked real hard this game, and we in locker room, it was all just positivity and keeping our heads up, and I think we managed to play a full game.
You made 27 saves. How did your defense help you in front of you? That seemed like they blocked 30-plus shots in front of you. What can you say about the guys in front of you?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I mean, I made 27. They made like twice that. It was just, they're absolutely amazing, and I have some of the best defense in the league, and I'm really happy with that. So,
what does this do for your guys' confidence as you guys get ready for Oakland and Farmingdale State, who are going to play right after you guys?
Yeah, I mean, in the Nationals, every single team's here for a reason, so it's great to get that confidence boost, but we definitely need to keep our game up and keep our heads up, and I think we can do that. So,
thank you, congratulations, and good luck the rest of the week. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Tyler, and of course, thank you to Emily. You know, what can you say about that? A freshman, and she's got the stoutness, she's got the humility of an upperclassman player like that. Emily Barber, you heard her right there. She made 27 saves. Her guys made twice as many. That great defense in front of her, blocking any possible more shots that could find their way through. A great win here for Georgia to start off their 2018 national tournament, and we'll look to see what they can do against the two teams that'll be going at it on this rink. Oakland University and Farmingdale State. Lou Gamlin and Marcus Grosnick will have that call for you. We hope you'll stick around right here on the ACHA D3 Nationals YouTube page to watch that one. It will be, as Lou Gamlin would say, a dandy. We will step aside and we will see you for Oakland versus Farmingdale State here from Rink B here at Schiller North. Thank you for joining us. Again, Georgia 5-1 winners over Nebraska.